Hello, welcome guys, ladies and gentlemen. We have got a really good video for you today because I'm going to be showing you some of the best decks that you can build with the Baltics. Now, I've slaved away hours and hours trying to do my research here, and yeah, I've come up with 3 decks to show you guys that pair well with the Baltics. So here you go. I've deleted the rest. You got the 3 right here. Here's all my other decks which obviously don't work in this version, so you're gonna have to do a bit of updating as well. But here we go. I'm gonna show you these decks, what their strengths and weaknesses are, their pairings. If you noticed in the last video, I did say that the Airborne, the Special Forces, and the Marines are going to be the best combinations, and that is still my opinion, and I'm going to tell you why in a second. All these deck files are going to be available on my Discord. Of course, you can't actually use them up until you know, the Baltics does come out, whenever that's going to be, hopefully within a year. But no, they did promise to do it by the end of the month, so we'll see if they're true to this word. But I can't say that my trust in Slytherin has been shaken for various reasons. Okay, let's just have a quick snapshot of the decks here. Let's talk about all the strengths and weaknesses as a general rule. I think, in all fairness, you can cover every gap that the Baltics has quite effectively with any 3 of these guys. Any 3 of them. You're going to be doing pretty damn well. I think the strength with the Airborne is the fact that you get a super duper well all-rounded combination of units, and yeah, I mean, here's a bit more detail. And I think the really special thing is the fact that when you have tanks, you can be backed up with your expensive Leopards, although they're not actually that expensive, with super cheap M8 Thunderbolts. And when we look at the firepower that these 2 combined can bring, it is unstoppable. So that is the best part about the Airborne, along with all the, you know, air power and helicopter power that you get. This is a really, I'd probably say, honestly, this is my favorite combination. I just want to say a massive thank you for your support, love, and appreciation, especially you guys on Patreon, especially Dark Erica. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. As a general all-rounder, but I'm going to tell you why the Special Forces and the Marines also do the job really well. So here's the Special Forces, and you see I've called it Sneak Level 1000 because you have got quite a lot of stealthy units here. You can even put in some more with the Green Berets and the KNT just to really max out the stealthy, good fighting infantry. But I thought I'd balance it with the Scimitar and the Sentinel because obviously this is really OP in game. Yeah, when talking... Oh, by the way, look at the stealth, 1.75. Has that dropped? Or has it dropped? I can't remember. I can't even remember what the vanilla stats are anymore. Okay, so yeah, really fantastic infantry. When we look here as well, 3,000 points on infantry you can spend. I couldn't max it out because obviously you do need to balance your decks, but you have got insane amounts of firepower with these guys. You've still got your tanks, you've still got your armor, and you've still got all the other advantages. A few less planes, but that's okay because these 2 might be the only 2 planes that you need. When we look at the aquatic Baltics, which is what I should have called the deck, not water Baltics, bit of a B-Tech name, you still get a fantastic set of infantry, very good. You really don't even need to fill this slot because you just sport for choice with the stuff that you have. Like, look how many other squads I could have put in, but just didn't feel like I needed them. But we'll talk about that in detail later. You've got fantastic vehicles. These tanks have the same speed and they will pair up excellently together, very excellently indeed, again for very fair prices. Another thing to bear in mind, the advantage of the Marines overall is the fact that you get a pack 2. So obviously where the Baltics suffer is long range AA, and that is, along with the helicopters and air tab, the only bits they suffer with. Otherwise it is an absolutely goated spec already. Okay, let's talk about it in a bit more detail. God, the music is good, isn't it? Hold on, I might need to turn it down. It's reset all my settings. Yeah, the music is very good, but a bit loud. There we go. That's nice. Let's go back. So, Airborne. We've got very good recon. There we go. The snipers are here. Nice. We've got the Scimitar, so very good fighting recon vehicles as well. You got your drones, stuff like that. The scouts I've gone for, as opposed to any of the other squads, I've actually found the KNT, so these, like, you know, Navy SEAL kind of guys, they don't really have much use in a deck. They're very specialized to swimming, And I mean, how often do you use the PDSS to swim far distances? Rarely. Very rarely, very rarely indeed. And when you try to make them snipers, they're just a bit expensive. You know, if it's just a recon sniper, I don't really see the point. Yeah, I know it's a 50, but um, what is the point, I ask again. I'm not really sure. So I don't really ever put these guys in any of the decks because unless you want to try and roleplay Navy SEAL kind of amphibious landings, what is the point? Okay, vehicles, you've got your Spartan and Scimitar combination. That is going to be very potent. You've got this thing with the SPG, with a much better version of an SPG-9. You've got your long-range visuals with the Humvee and the drones, which we're already familiar with. When you're looking at the infantry, these guys are going to be your CQB squad. And they are the best CQB squad in the game now because they have bazookas and flashbangs. That's the only squad in the game to have that. So very good firepower, 2 mini-me machine guns silenced, the HKs, yeah, and your shotguns. I'd say these guys are actually better and cheaper than Delta Force. Okay, you've got the cheapest infantry in the game here. Nice. If you jump out next to a tank, which will be quite easy when you have 2 squads in one of these speedy vehicles that has smoke, by the way, you're going to be having a good time. You're going to be having a very good time indeed. Very cheap. Keep spamming these bad boys out. There's that machine gun GMG launcher. Your spike missiles. Now I thought I'd put the spike missiles combined with the javelins because you want the javelins to be at the front with the machine guns. You know, these guys can take a bit more damage. They're a bigger, better armored squad. Therefore you put these guys in front and you put the spikes directly behind them, giving you that extra firepower. You're going to be having a really good time with that combination. Here we go. You've got the best manpad in game. And you've got the best line infantry in the game as well. So nothing changes there. There's the tank combination, we've already mentioned that. You've got some extra missiles if you need it on the flanks, that's pretty good here. You've got your AA. Now the AA is a bit bad in terms of its range, but again, it just means you can get it closer to the front line. Because it's so cheap, do you really care if you lose it? You're not going to care as much. You're going to put it sort of in similar places to your slam rams, so they're going to protect each other somewhat. And you've got your Avenger, you've got your Arty, and you've got your Transport. I've considered using the Unimog, but I don't think... well, the MTV is just better, isn't it? So why would you? For the sake of 10 points, I'd go for the better, faster vehicle that can carry more people and more supply. You can stick a smoke mortar if you want in there, and you can stick this in, but I think I've got an abundance of Shorad and manpads in the game, so it's absolutely fine. Helicopters, as you can see, this is the combination that you want. Hellfires, spam out missiles. Here's the transport with the GMGs on it. And of course your Kiowas are your AA setup. You could potentially delete the Dauphin. I don't think you really need it. The Black Hawk does the job better. But it's a cool unit and I do want to use it. So I really like the idea of this combination with Hydras and the 20mm cannon. Yeah, you know what? Just actually to make up the perfect 10,000 points, we'll do that instead. That's actually probably a smarter way to do it. Transports. Now, I am very tempted, just because I really like the look of the Spartan, to stick that in, but ultimately this is better and less likely to shot down and tankier and faster and has more space for cargo and stuff like that. So I really like the Globemaster. I was actually tempted to stick a nuke and cruise missiles in here, but that's fine. I'll just stick to these planes instead. Now, this is the Aspirity Fighter, as of course, and this is the Buckline Helicopter Clearer. So there we go. All bases covered. You've got your Strike Eagle, your Sex Eagle. You're doing pretty good there. So like I say, I think this is the best all-rounded deck to pair with the Baltics. The best specialization combination is the Baltics and the Airborne, in my humble opinion. Now let's talk about the Marines next, because the Special Forces are going to be a very different playstyle, but yeah, I'm sure you can guess what it's going to be. Now the Marines I actually like a lot, because you've got a really good combination. I thought I would stick these guys in, because they're actually going to be decent at CQB. You know, the MP5 is going to be very good. But what I like is especially the... This little combination that you can have. You can have a lot of good stealth in the woods. You've got the cheapest snipers in the game, Scimitar we've already mentioned. And what's good is now, the two G-Wagons, so the American IFAV and the G-Wagon, can be paired. So when you pair them together, along with this car as well, that can carry infantry, of course, you can do really speedy flanks, which is really nice. With ATGMs, with your 50s, to shoot down helicopters, of course, and potentially the Mark 47, but that's in the Special Forces deck, not here. Again, stick some manpads on it. There we go. So there we go. Again, Marines suffer with manpads. This fills it out nicely. You literally, with no matter what combination you put the Baltics with, you've got the best of everything in the game, including RT, best AA. Okay, that's the pack 2. But yeah, here we go. As we said earlier, the pack 2 essentially is going to solve all your problems. Now, I was tempted to have the cheap pack and the cheap Iris. I think that'd be a really good combination. You put this obviously further far forward, this one further far back, and you get 2 sets. But I just wanted the space for the Catfe. So yeah, the Catfe is very, very important. I could delete the LVSR, which is the same as this, by the way, just slightly better. Doesn't have a machine gun, hence the price difference. You've got your LAV, you've got your slam ram thing, and you've got your long-range AA cover. I really, really like the Marines. I actually think as a brute force fighting force, this is better because you still get your Marines, you still get the best guys. The Marine CQC, fantastic. You've got your spikes, you've got those cheap spammy ones, you got your s'mores, and you've got the rest. So really, really good combo. As I mentioned earlier, these two tanks are going to go especially well together because they're the same speed, so you don't have to worry about them who's going to be in front. You want the Leopard in front, of course, to soak up the damage. You can take a bit more heat, a bit more damage, and this for a bit of extra firepower with some ECM to deflect ATGMs. So yeah, really, really nice combo there. Plus this has got more vision, so you're filling the gap there nicely. If you want to use the FEP with the trophy, that works really good too. It's just more expensive than the Leopard, so why would you use it? I'm not too sure. You've got more than enough firepower of these two tanks right there. Obviously, you guys know I love the noob tube, so I will be continuing to use that. Love 80. Love 80. It's basically an anti-infantry ATGM. That's really why I have it, so there you go. Are there any more questions? Yeah, the Dauphin. Oh yeah, so when we look at the Dauphin and the Venom, I've already talked about this, but I just think the Venom does it better. They're very, very similar on paper. The Huey is actually faster, but otherwise they're pretty much the same. One less man, but more supply, and yeah, you got miniguns and rockets. So yeah, it is of course your choice, but I prefer the Venom in this situation. Okay, you've got other helis. You can fill that out as you want. So your helis aren't going to be as good as the Airborne combination, and your Air Force isn't going to be as good as the Airborne combination, apart from you do get an F-35. But that's for Stormbreakers taking out backline targets. Seed, Mavericks, nice, and your backline clearer, a very, very cheap plane. So there we go. Oh, of course, the big advantage of this deck is 2 Catfays that you can squeeze into the support tab, as well as long-range arty, so that's really, really nice as well. I think genuinely, oh, save of course, these 3 decks are going to be so abused in the next, when the DLC drops, that it's going to be absolutely crazy. Right, so, my advice is, if you like an all-balanced playstyle, oh, I've still got points left, how did that happen? That's a mistake, oh yeah, because I downgraded the pack, okay. Pack upgraded, we're back up to a full house, almost. 5 points spare, I can live with that. So, these two, just use these for when you're trying to get to know the Baltics DLC. Use these two, they're going to be your friends, they're very good all-rounder decks. I'd probably say the Marine Baltic combination is going to be a bit easier to play with. However, if you want a bit of a wild card, then here we go. The Special Forces with the Baltics is fantastic, because you get the best infantry in the game by a mile. Now, I was tempted to use the Spike. It is good, but these machine guns are actually just so good in of themselves that it makes it worth it, because they're the same price. Where is it? Oh, where's my Spike gone? Okay, it's hiding over here. So they're the same price, 110 points. These are 110 points too, but you get more armor, a slightly bigger squad, and these 2 phenomenal machine guns. So yeah, that's why I've gone for these guys, and he's got a really cool helmet right here, so I like that. You got your Delta Force, only one squad needed because, to be honest, you've got more than enough firepower in terms of small arms. You've got the Estonian Special Forces with this really cool bazooka. Again, cheaper than Delta, but you can put it in a room clearing configuration, but that's, I mean, these guys look so goddamn ally. But I really want to try out this dual-use bazooka because, again, anti-vehicle, anti-infantry, really, really good stuff right there. You've got your Moors, again, you've got an abundance of AT, so short-range bazookas. You've got this, you've got that, you've got that. Everything covers, like the infantry is OP. You've got these as well. You're going to be spamming out all of the Rangers, all of the ST Scouts because they are short-range bazooka with the AT4 that can do good penetration. Or you can go for the spike as well, so it's got more range. Very good ambush units right there. Again, if you just have a forest full of these guys and these guys, that forest is yours. You've got some snipers, and you've got pararescue again. Pararescue, obviously, CQB, short range stuff, they're going to absolutely wipe the floor with anything that stands in their way. So infantry is OP here. Like I said earlier, you could actually put the Punishers in, or the Flash. I think it might be a wise decision just to really make the most of your stuff, but I really want to try to use the Scimitar and the PvPJ. You've got your Silent Hawk as always, you've still got your armor, so Special Forces armor combination, nice. Again, best tank in the game, especially for its price. You've got this drone thing, which gives you an extra couple of spikes there, so again, that can supplement that. You've got these cheap ambush vehicles, you've got your AA, your helicopter tab is good, abundance of Hellfires on these, very cheap Hellfires. You've got your AA heli right there, you've got these cheap suicide helis to try and take out backline stuff, and a Black Hawk. So there we go, not much has changed there. I'd just go for this Black Hawk as opposed to the other one because of the higher ECM. Damn, if you can hear that, that is wind. Superiority Fighter, nice. I will keep this, usually I run it with Stormbreakers, right? But you do need it in the superiority configuration just because this isn't the strongest AA on its own. It's good, but obviously it's no Pack 2 or Pack 3 MSE. So yeah. By the way, when you upgrade this thing, you don't actually you get 2 multi-targets but not 2 missiles per target, so there's not really much point. I would just happily, again, because of how cheap it is, just keep sitting it on supply, keep firing missiles at short range. Hashtag worth it. Yeah, good. Again, yeah, planes a little bit lacking. You can actually spice it up. If you want to take out one superiority fighter, that would be absolutely fine. You still want to keep your 2 F-35s. You can go for a backline helicopter clearer if you wish. I'd be tempted to actually fill the points. I've got 400 points to play with. You could do this if you wanted. It's a very valid choice. Could do this and cut 100 points elsewhere. You could also just run these, which is actually something I really enjoy doing. So yeah, it's really up to you. You can even put a Spooky in it, or AC-130 inbound, or your Paradrop plane with the ECM. Really, really great options. I'll leave this up to you. Again, when you compare these two, exact same stats, apart from this is got more ECM and can carry more people, has more HP, so I don't know why on earth you'd use the Spartan ever, apart from the fact that it looks really cool. No idea. 10 points difference, but statistically, even more, way more better. Way cool. So yeah, here we go. There's the 3 decks. Save, please. There's the 3 best decks that I think you can use with the Baltics. Now, I've previously mentioned in another video that when you're building these battle groups, you can really not use the cav, the armored brigade, the cavalry. You're going to be lacking a lot with helicopters and aircraft, and yeah, you will have an abundance of tanks for sure, and an abundance of arty, and you can spam that out all day long, but that is an awful playstyle, don't do it. You can actually use the strikers, but yeah, I'm not sure. It's going to be a very specialized deck because you do need your leopards, which will complement the bookers quite nicely actually. So you can have leopard and booker spam right there. It's not too bad. You will have the Pack 3 MSC, which is decent, but otherwise I think you really are lacking in terms of aircraft and helicopters. So these two I would not recommend with the Baltics. Obviously, when it comes out, feel free to try it out, you know, but this is just Lima's top tips on which decks will be the best in the game. Like I said, deck files in Discord. You can download it when this video, when the DLC comes out. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts and what else would be cool to do with these deck combinations. But otherwise, can't wait for this to be public, and I hope to see you then. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.